Sure. This is the risk assessment tool from Cornell. You actually could go to our website and get your own copy. It just lists a series of factors, and it may be the type of institution. Are they a university, not-for-profit, or is the work being done in this country or another country? What portion of the award is being subcontracted? Is it a little bit or a lot? And each selection yields a score, and the scores are all assigned weights. So something like bad audits, well, that carries a pretty heavy weight to it. Something like a no audit also carries a heavy weight. So all of those yield a score, yield a total. All those together yield a total. And when we first came out with this, there were sort of three or four gradations. And we realized that there really only need to be two gradations. One is, does this look good? In which case, go look at the other things and proceed with your sub. Or, does this look like it needs to be examined by someone who can really dig into the specifics? And so if it has that elevated score, it triggers a secondary review by someone who can then exercise the judgment that is expected of us through the regulations. So it is a tool, and it can yield bad results. So what you want to make sure is that your procedures say how are you going to use this tool, because we had many instances of where the tool yielded a high score, but we didn't do anything about it. And we then had to explain to the auditors that this is just one step. We then take the human review. And of course, that secondary piece needs to be documented.
Jeff, do you require this at your institution?
We require this at our institution on every sub for the initial establishment. It does not need to be done when you're doing an increment for year 2. But it needs to be done even if we're working with Harvard, who we are fairly confident that after 300-400 years, they'll be here next year. But we still require it to be done not just once a year, but on every award, because this takes into account the facts and circumstances of a particular award. And I'm sure that an award to Harvard that is being done in Asia has a different risk classification than an award with Harvard that's being done in Cambridge. Some people will be afraid when they see risk assessment. PIs may think that this is trying to keep them from working with their chosen collaborators. It's really not. We have never blocked a sub based on a risk assessment. We may give very different terms to some subs because of a higher level of risk, but we're not in the business of telling a PI, how to do their science. They're the scientific experts, but we are in the business of managing the institution's risk.